Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, I suppose, for some of you. I'm Reverend Lee Alvarado. I'm with New Thought Northern Colorado. Welcome to our weekly inspiration. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we come together. I read a different passage from an inspiring New Thought teacher and author, and I include a prayer and an affirmation and some questions to reflect on. So glad that you've joined me today. Our topic is dropping pebbles into the pool of awareness. This is from a fantastic book called The Way of Mastery, and it's a passage, the teachings of Jeshua. He says this: "What is true about you is no different than what is true about me. The only difference has been that I learned to train myself hour by hour to drop only unlimited pebbles that send out vibrations of unconditional acceptance and love, forgiveness, unconditional and unbridled vision and revelation, while you have selected to do that only a few times. Then you rush back and pick up the pebbles of unworthiness or limitation or lack or fear or smallness, and you drop 10 or 12 quick ones in. Use that symbolism well, for when you drop the pebbles in the pond, it is like saying, well, I think I will take a bite of this piece of fruit. Oh, but it's so sweet, it's so good and so perfect. I'd better have a bite of a rotten one too, just to balance it out. The tree of good and evil, positive and negative, unlimitedness, limitation, forgiveness, judgment, love, fear, is like holding a beautiful flower and seeing the petals and saying, oh, it's so beautiful. I can't quite take it, so I'll prick my finger on the thorn and bring myself back down. No one ever told you, and your creator never insisted, that you eat of the tree of good and evil, for all good fruit has been given you freely, and you are always free to choose which fruit you will eat thereof. Unlimitlessness, kerplunk. Perfect love, kerplunk. Wealth, kerplunk. The ability to heal, kerplunk, kerplunk, kerplunk. Oh yes, I see that little pebble over there sitting on the shore that I have picked up a million times. Unworthiness, kerplunk. But no more, be done with you. I and my Father are one. I and my Father are one. Father, create through me the good, the holy, and the beautiful, for this is the reason for my being. How big of a wave can I become? How powerful can I become? How radiant can I become? How much of you can I express through me? Kerplunk. Remember well, you are creating your tomorrows now, and what you experience never comes to you from outside yourself. And you begin to attract the vibrational ripples that will seem to picture back to you, reflect back to you, the truth that you have chosen to believe. I live in lack and I can't get out, kerplunk. I can't possibly talk to Jeshua, I'm not worthy, kerplunk. What will you experience in your tomorrows is only the effect of which pebbles you are choosing to drop into the field of your awareness as thoughts now. So the only question is this: am I, as a creative being made in the image of God, willing to deliberately, consciously, and actively choose being responsible for which thoughts, which pebbles are dropped into my mind in each moment? Anytime you react to what you believe is outside of yourself, you may be absolutely positive of this. You have elected to pick up that old pebble that says, I'm a victim of a world I see. What I experience is caused by forces outside of me. The fault really is in my mother, my brother, my father, my partner, my child. The fault really is in the government and the planet and the quality of the air. The fault really is from a source outside of me, and I have no choice but to react to it. To which I can only say, would you rather be happy or right? Beloved and holy friends, remember that I come not to bring peace to the world, but to shake it up so that those beings that make up the world can discover where true peace is truly hidden within themselves, and where heaven abides within themselves, and where Christ lives within themselves. Peace then be unto you always. Amen. I read a longer passage today because there was so much wonderful stuff in this. This idea of the pebbles that we throw out, and what those pebbles are, throwing the pebbles of happiness, throwing the pebbles of peace, throwing the pebbles of victim consciousness, of limitation, of lack. And every time we do that, every time we throw a pebble out, so to speak, then we then attract to us experiences, feelings, vibrations that align with the pebble that we are throwing. What amazing metaphor for our life. And to be thinking about, what are the pebbles that we want to be throwing out? What are the pebbles that we want to skip? You remember as a kid, you'd skip the pebbles across the lake or across the water, the body of water. What are those pebbles that we want to do that with? What are the things that we want to affirm for our life? We are at choice, aren't we? We are always at choice as to the thoughts that we want to claim for ourselves, the things that we want to declare for our lives, the thoughts that we want to fill our minds with. In any moment, we have those thoughts that I mean, we can change our thoughts. Ernest Holmes says that. We hear that in New Thought all the time. Change your thinking, change your life. And it does sound so simple, and it really is. It really is that simple. But we forget that. Even those of us who have been on a path for a long, long time, we forget the power of our thoughts. And we forget that each time we throw that pebble out, that vibration comes back to us. It gets reflected back to us. And so let's choose different thoughts. Let's choose different pebbles to throw out. I have a couple questions for us today about this very thing. And if you're here for the first time today, feel free to say hello, or even if you've been here many times, feel free to say hi and let me know that you're here. I'd love to connect with you. So here are the questions to think about, to reflect on. What do I want my new pebbles to be? So let's create some new pebbles. What are the new pebbles that you want to throw out into that body of water in front of you? What would you like them to be? What have they been, and what would you like them to be now? In this moment, what are those pebbles? So feel free to put those in the chat. And the next question is, what vibrational qualities will I call to myself and thereby create my tomorrows? What do we want to call to ourselves? What vibrational qualities do we want to bring in? Because as we do that, it does create our tomorrows. Whatever we focus on and put our attention and our energy on today has an impact on what shows up tomorrow. Now, it doesn't mean that every fleeting thought we have has an impact, but it's those thoughts that we spend a lot of time on. It's the thoughts that we infuse with a certain vibration. Is that vibration one of lack and limitation and fear and worry and doubt and anxiety? Or is that thought filled with hope and possibility and potential and enthusiasm and joy and peace? Because those thoughts do create our tomorrows. Yeah. So let's take a moment and close our eyes and just breathing into this idea of our thoughts and how our thoughts create a certain vibration. Become aware of the thoughts that have been stirring around in your mind and your heart today. Have these been thoughts that have been supportive to your well-being and to your heart and to your life? Or have these been thoughts that have created sadness and emotion, fear and other emotions within you? Not to say that these are bad things. That's not what I'm implying at all. That whatever is coming up, whatever you're experiencing is absolutely valid. But it's important to become aware of how often we stay there. How often do we allow our thoughts to hang out, swimming around us, perhaps longer than we should? Because those thoughts do impact our life. They do impact what shows up in our life. And so just take a moment right now to become aware of the pebbles that you have been dropping into that body of water, so to speak. Become aware of them like an innocent observer, not from a place of judgment, not from a place of making yourself wrong, but just simply notice. Notice the pebbles. And notice how those pebbles have affected your life, how they've affected how you move through the world, how you navigate this world and this life. Notice how the effect that they've had on you. And now make a conscious choice right here, right now, to choose a new pebble. What would you like to choose for your life? What new pebble would you like to create for your life? Joy, happiness, abundance, health, radiant health, a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, joy-filled relationships, healing of relationships, healing of your body, your mind, your spirit. Whatever you would like to create, you have the power. We have the power to create that. So let's all right now choose what we'd like to declare for ourselves and for our lives. And just breathe that in. And so I am knowing right here, right now, that as we make these declarations to ourselves, that as we declare more joy, more peace, more love, more abundance, more health, as we declare that for ourselves right now, no matter where we are, I am knowing that spirit says yes, that the divine hears our prayers, that the divine hears these declarations. And the vibration that we are putting out with these declarations is being received. It is being received from the universe, from that presence, that life, that God, and it is returning back to us multiplied. For I know that as we focus on these things that we desire in our life, and as we spend our time and our energy and our focus dropping pebbles of goodness into the world, that goodness returns to us. That light and love and joy and peace and all things that we desire return to us. And so I am knowing that in this moment, in this sacred time, as we take that breath, that joy is ours, that whatever it is that we desire is ours right now. And so let's know this together. Let's claim this together. Let's declare this together right here, right now. And as we do this for ourselves, we do this for our spiritual community. We do this for all those across this planet. For as we heal ourselves, as we bless ourselves, we bless all. And so with gratitude in our hearts, we feel this. We feel this energy. We feel this vibration moving through our beings. And so we let this go. We release it. And we allow spirit, we allow God, we allow that divine intelligence to do its perfect work in our life. And so with that, we simply let it go. We allow it to be. And we declare together, and so it is. And so let's do our affirmation together. I'm going to put that in the chat. We're going to end with that. Let's declare this out loud together. Today, I experience living as a deliberate co-creator with God. I recognize that I have the power to change my thoughts and the focus of my attention at any time. I choose to focus on the unlimited possibilities in my life and take responsibility for the thoughts that are dropped into my mind in each moment. True peace and heaven lives within me. So taking one last deep breath, feeling the vibration of these words, moving through our entire being. So I am knowing that these words, that you're able to carry these words with you for the rest of the day, that they bless you and that they heal you. Have a beautiful day. Know that you are loved. Know that we are here. If you need extra support, we are here. Have a blessed day, everyone. Namaste.